Storytime with Magicowl Me.
Welcome, dear Twitchlings, come gather near. Magicowl Storytime now is here. So grab your doll or favourite teddy, get yourself comfy, I'll start when you're ready.
There once lived an owl in an enchanted wood, and a witch who was gentle, caring and good. The owl's name was Twitch, and the witch was his friend. We find them in June as spring draws to an end. The witch sat and stretched in her cosy bed, with dreams full of magic still fresh in her head. She took a deep breath and whispered, "Hooray! It's midsummer morning, the longest of days." Summer had come with a warm golden glow. The meadow was buzzing as bees to and fro. Later, excited, Twitch swooped through the sky, wool-gathering races with bright butterflies. Tonight was the solstice, a magical night. But Twitch quickly discovered things weren't quite right. He reached the witch's garden gate and saw straight away that she wasn't too great. The witch, hot and bothered, was fanning her face, her long purple hair all over the place. Her nose resembled a juicy red berry. Twitch asked, "Is it sore?" She sighed and said, "Very. I've been out here in the garden all day, listening to what the veg have to say. But Twitch, I was daft. I forgot my hat. Can you imagine? Fancy that." The witch gave a cry and flopped into a deck chair, hot and uncomfortable and clearly in despair. "Now, Twitch, you might love when summer appears, but it doesn't quite fill me with sunshine and cheers. I much prefer colder, more snuggly weather, when you and I huddle so cosy together. Don't get me wrong, I love all the flowers, and I like that it's daylight for so many hours. But when it gets hot, it's hard to cool down, and my face gets so red, I look like a clown." Twitch didn't like to see his friend cry. "I'll save the day, or at least I'll try." He zoomed to her cottage, his wings all a blur, to find something soothing and cooling for her. He flew to the window and spotted with glee an aloe vera plant, all prickly. He snapped off a leaf with a wiggle and pop, and squeezed out the gel without spilling a drop. The witch said, "Oh, Twitch, you really are clever. This aloe will stop my nose getting redder." She slathered it on and felt instant relief. This miracle plant really beggars belief. Aloe's a plant everybody should learn. It soothes itchy bites and eases a burn. Calendula, too, is a wonderful flower, brimming with special magical power. She rummaged through bottles and jars on the shelf, herbal remedies so good for your health. The calendula oil is what I seek. I've had it brewing for several weeks. She melted some coconut, warming the lot, then stirred the calendula into the pot. As the mixture turned golden and started to gleam, the witch sang a spell like a midsummer's dream. "Golden blooms and summer light, heal and soothe both day and night." Twitch eagerly asked, "Is it ready yet?" "No," she replied. "It must cool and then set. Nature has once again come to our aid. We'll come back tomorrow, then it'll be made." Donning her hat, she smiled at the sky as golden light danced and the evening drew nigh. "Let's do a solstice witch-a-wow," she said with a giggle and a wild witchy howl. The solstice arrives when the sun's at its height, the longest of days and the shortest of night. On Midsummer's Day, we celebrate the start of summer and stay up late. Twitch looked puzzled in the sun's warm glare. I've a question, he said, if you're willing to share. Why is it midsummer when summer's just started? It's a bit of a riddle. I'm feeling outsmarted. The witch started grinning and gave Twitch a wink. That's a good question. It does make you think. Long ago, we had only 2 seasons a year, summer and winter. Quite simple and clear. But later, we introduced springtime and fall, and the seasons were balanced with magic for all. And while midsummer may sound confusing or odd, it's a nice way to give the old times a nod. Then the witch grabbed her drum and started to hum a tune full of magic, thanking the sun. She gave Twitch a rattle to shake and jiggle. Let's drum for the solstice, she sang with a giggle. Drumming and humming, humming and drumming, swirling and twirling, shaking and waking, stamping and quaking, around and around, having so much fun as together the friends danced to the setting sun. At last they collapsed in a giggling heap, breathless and happy, their hearts full and deep. The witch held up a crystal, orange and bright, a sunstone to capture the soft fading light. Tiny lights flickered and danced on the breeze, whispers of fairies among the trees. She set an intention as day turned to night, to follow her dreams that felt happy and right. She sat for a moment in the twilight air. The warm, gentle breeze ran through her hair. The meadow was quiet, the sky turning deep, a magical hush as the world fell asleep. She reached in her pocket, and there deep inside was a quill and ink and a scroll tightly tied. She wrote down her dreams for the coming year. Writing them down made them seem much more clear. She tucked the scroll safely back in her pocket and smirked at Twitch, saying, "Hey, don't knock it." Twitch simply chuckled and said in jest, "Yeah, dress with pockets, a witch loves the best." As the sun was replaced by the silver moonlight, they agreed they would camp in the meadow that night. The sky stretched above them so open and clear. The witch yawned and then said, "Good night, Twitch dear." As the sun kissed the moon and stars twinkled high, they snuggled together and both closed their eyes. The solstice had passed and the wheel turned once more. As shadows grew longer, Twitch started to snore.
Twitch and the witch climbed up the stairs to bed. Twitch gave a yawn and lay down his sleepy head. The witch tucked him in and she said, "Sleep tight.